so soon. I'm sure we can strike a bargain. Sweet oblivion, soon I shall reach.
There is yet hope.
Leon, what news do you bring? Is there a way to free our people?
No, but I have brought someone who has seen things. He has confirmed that Mirak is indeed behind the suffering of our people.
I fear that it will be so.
But how is that possible? After all this time?
I fear there is too much we do not yet know.
Please, tell Storm what has happened.
So you have seen things, yes? My magic grows weak, and so does the barrier around our village. Time is short. Tell me what you know. Really? How? The legends speak of that place. Terrible battles fought at the temple. The dragons burning it to the ground in rage. They speak also of something worse than dragons buried within. Difficult to imagine, but if true, it means what I feared has come to pass. Mirak was never truly gone, and now has returned. If you could go to this place and see him, are you like Mirak? Are you Dragonborn? Then perhaps you are connected with him. The old tales say that he too was Dragonborn. I am unsure. It may mean that you could save us, or it may mean that you could bring about our destruction. But our time here is running out. The few of us left free of control cannot protect ourselves for much longer. You must go to Saring's Watch. Learn there the word that Mirak learned long ago, and use that knowledge on the Windstone. You may be able to break the hold on our people there, and free them from control. May darkness never touch you. I cannot maintain the
If anyone can help us
much
now,
Not break the concentration.
it was Scarf the Giant, our former chieftain, who taught me the ways of battle. He was a great bear of a man, and a fearsome warrior. I used to be terrified of him when I was a little girl. I was a restless and angry child, and Scarf taught me swordplay, so that I could, as he used to say, put that fire to good use. He was a great man, and a good leader. I miss him dearly. She died when I was very ill. She was caught in a terrible snowstorm while returning home from gathering firewood. You must understand that for the Skal, life is a constant hardship. We take nothing for granted. We cannot afford to. Between the wolves, the weather, and the threats in the south, even a simple task like gathering wood for the fire can turn deadly in an instant. We are bound to this land, like a great pine with roots that run as deep as the tree is tall. I know it must seem strange to you, but for us, the thought of leaving our village is equally strange. The land and the Skal are one. There is no other way to say it. Farewell, outsider.
Too soon. I can hardly. I do so love. Ah, sweet oblivion. Sweet.
The elders talk of great sin.
My strength.
You all right? Look like you might be sick.
Why was I this?
Building it.
This is some dark magic. It has to be. I welcome you, friend of the skull.
Mother worries when I walk too far from the village. She says a dragon might snatch me up. I'm not.
You have prevailed. I can feel it. So it is. You have proven yourself an ally to the Skull, and so the Skull shall be allies to you. If you have released the Windstone and broken the hold on my people, perhaps you can do the same for the rest of Solstheim. I doubt it will fully stop whatever Mirak is doing, but it may slow his progress. I cannot help with that. None here can. You will need the knowledge Mirak himself learned. You will need to learn more about this black book. Mirak had this? This does not look like something of the dragon cult. It is a dark thing, unnatural. I would have nothing to do with it. But the dark elf wizard, Neloth, he came to us some time ago, asking about black books. I believe he knows a great deal about them. Perhaps too much. Seek him out to the south. Be cautious, Dragonborn. There is something else at work here. Our traditions do not speak of them, but they and Mirak are connected. You read a black book and saw him. And the book's power comes from the same dark source as that which corrupted the Windstone. But beware, you are now walking the same road as Mirak. He also is searching for them. In fact, he has already found one. He showed it to me when he came here. It was very like the one you found in Mirak's temple. A thing of dark magic, not of the All-Maker. The power of the stone had been corrupted. It was the source of the influence that had taken control of the skull. Your shout broke whatever evil will controlled the stone, and restored its true nature as a conduit of the All-Maker's gifts. Freeing the other stones will diminish whatever dark influence is spreading across Solstheim. Yes, there are 6 sacred stones. Wind, water, earth, beast, sun, and tree. Through them, the oneness of the land is maintained. Freya saw that the tree stone now stands imprisoned in Mirak's new temple. I doubt that you can free it until his power is broken. But you may be able to cleanse the other stones. Even if this does not stop Mirak, it surely will delay his return. You are an outsider, and I don't know if I can make you understand. I will try. The All-Maker is the maker of all things, and it is from the All-Maker that life flows like a great river. As all rivers must return to the sea, so all life returns in time to the All-Maker. I know our ways must seem strange to you, but the 9 gods of the Empire are equally strange to us. As shaman of Skull Village, I serve as both a guide and a healer, as well as a keeper of traditions. I also remind the Skull to live as one with nature, and to honor the will of the All-Maker, so that we will be worthy to join him in death. All-Maker shelter.
I have goods to offer if you have need. Many hunters pass through our village, and sometimes the Dark Elves of Ravenrock visit us. They bring us things from their homeland that we can't find on the island, such as spices, fine cloth, and ores that we cannot mine here. It's true we Skull prefer a simpler life than some, but we do still enjoy a luxury from time to time. Take a look. All right then.
May the All-Maker protect us from whatever dark power took control of the Skull. Well, the dragons are a constant danger, but so far they have taken little interest in our village. Thank the All-Maker for that. But have they forced us to change the way we live our lives? No, not at all. They are but one more hardship, added to the many we already endure. My mother used to say that I was born an angry child. It's true that my heart has always been restless, and fighting was the only way I could find peace. I was a soldier for a time, and then a mercenary, but I was never truly happy until I came here. Very well.
I welcome you, friend of the Skull.
I came here to study the history of Solstheim. It's the Skull who intrigued me the most. Oh, no, most certainly not. I'm a historian. I'm here to learn about the history of Solstheim. Solstheim is a fascinating place. We know so little about its past. There are many mysteries that remain unsolved. Yes, That was a most disturbing experience. But to answer your question, the architecture was strange, almost otherworldly. Given that, and the considerable power it must have taken to affect our minds so completely, it would suggest the work of a powerful mage. Either that, or perhaps a Daedra. If so, then may the Nine protect us. Powerful and malevolent entities make their home on the plane of oblivion. Some of the more powerful among them can exert their influence within our world. And when they do, men inevitably suffer. Well, let me think. I suppose it's been nearly a year now. My goodness, how the time has flown. Well, not so far. They think I'm a bit strange, but they seem to tolerate me. In fact, they've been very accommodating, hospitable even. They seem happy to talk about their traditions and history. Until next time, then.
I am called Wolf Wildblood. I am first hunter. The first piece of wisdom I teach to any hunter of the Skal is to ask the simple question. Should I truly kill this beast? We take only what we need, and so we preserve the oneness with the land. The Skal hunt not for sport, but to survive. We believe that all creatures have a right to live as they will, and when we take what we need from them, we thank the beast for its gifts. The less we disturb the land and the beasts within it, the more we respect the wishes of the Allmaker. Deer, bear, and horker provide most of what we need for skins and meat. Sometimes, when the wolves grow too bold and threaten the village, we must hunt them to cull their numbers. When we stalk large game, I lead our hunters in tracking the beast. It is also a way of saying that I am the most skilled hunter in the village. I doubt that an outsider could truly understand, but I hope my words have helped to answer your question. In days past, my brother Torkild and I would share the hunt, but that was long ago. I wish I could tell you. He had a wild gleam in his eye, more so than most. In my darkest times, I fear he fell in among the werebears of the glacier. Twisted beasts, a curse of here seen. True bears are noble and great creatures of the wild, but the Daedra have no skill for creation, so they defile the Allmaker's workings. I've heard tell of men who, by curse or by heart's desire, become transformed into one of those vile things. It is a pitiable fate, and one that I fear has fallen to my brother. He set off from here so long ago. It's hard to say. Could be in Hammerfell for all I know. If you happen to cross his path, be wary. He was a fierce warrior as a man. If he fell prey to his more bestial side, he could be deadly. He never felt the call of the Allmaker as I do. As we all should. We seek to live in peace with the land. But he had an eye for dominance and strength. For unnatural strength. You need look no further than the beasts of this island, mangled by the Daedra. It's not a fate I would wish on anyone, and not what I wanted for my brother.
been many winters since my husband returned from home.
So the dragons have returned.
For many years now,
Well,
I have attended to
The
Storm,
Skull have
learning
survived
his ways.
worse. I'll make a...
Farewell. It's good. Join you? You mean leave the village to journey with you and fight at your side? Well, I'm flattered, but the village is my home. It's very rare for one of the Skull to leave. I-
Soon I shall return.
You have many things I wish to buy.
get used to staying here or be preparing to retake the hall. You're having us do neither, and I can't stomach it.
Your stomach isn't my problem. We'll act when I say we do, and not before.
Well, you better say something. And soon.
I don't really have time for this. What's going on here is that we've been kicked out of our home. The mead hall, up there on the hill. Some Rieklings have taken it over.
I just wanted to
With
make sure.
tenacity and numbers.
It's not
It didn't help that we'd grown a little too comfortable up there.
You don't
Too
have
much
to live like
mead,
this now.
too many stories, too few battles.
Are you gonna join us on the next
Are you offering to help? Some new blood should be enough to rouse these layabouts to actually fight again. Well, let's move then. Come to mock longer than I would have liked. I wouldn't call it that. We've just got a bit of an infestation is all. Down here to catch our breath, and then we'll be back in the hall once I get the rest of these up to move. Rieklings. You must have passed by the hall on your way down here. Well, it's been overrun. We're just out here temporarily, to regroup. All right then.
I don't even want to
No,
think
Chet.
about what
We brought ourselves out here, along with our shame.
with my fires.
We used to be proud warriors of Thirsk Mead Hall, there, up on the hill. But we let that sweet life get the better of us. We grew soft and... Rieklings. Those filthy vermin, they came in numbers. Waves of the things. One at a time, they're pests. But with this many. And so here we are, out of our home. Do you know of the Skull? A long time ago, a man named Rothman left the Skull to form his own tradition. Warriors in the wild, living like the Nords of old. They would hunt, they would fight, and the mightiest among them would rise up as leader. But those days are behind us now. Until next time.
You don't look so... You don't know the half of it. Bujel's just embarrassed, I think. Doesn't help that her husband is one of the loudest complainers. She's always been quick to shame. Kuvar. He thinks we've all gotten a little too soft. I can see what he means looking at Elmas, but the rest of us still have our edge. At least, I think so. And don't tell Elmas I said that. That depends on who you ask. I fight, I protect the hall, I bring in meat. And I think I could take on most of the tree lovers up in the Skull Village. But because I'd rather drink a mug of meat at night instead of training until I drop, Kuvar calls me a layabout. Wish he would just lighten up.
See ya. I know you're all starting to settle in here and keep up the fat lives you got used to up in the hall. But look here. This outsider has more fire than any of you. All I had to do was mention our little infestation, and he volunteered in a second. I don't want to have my spirit outstripped by some wanderer, so let's get up there and kill us some Rieklings. That's the last of them. That was almost exhilarating. How are you feeling? Good to hear. In fact, that's just the spirit I'll need from my second. Do you want to come with me? My second? If we're going to take up residence here again, I need to get the blessing of Rothmund again. I'll need a witness and, well, you see the kind of horker brains I deal with around here. What do you say? Well, let's not waste time talking about it then.
Destroy. Will command the dragon's soul. Perhaps you aren't as powerful as you think. One step closer.
That world will cease to be.
A fight!
It's a shame about Varela. Damn that man. He's being totally unreasonable. Truly? Well done. I'll just keep 2 of them for myself. No need for Neloth to know. Take that last taproot and plant it into the wall of the withered house. I am his mycologist. He may have grown Tel Mithrin by himself, but I nurture it. Mushrooms and fungi are my life's work. When I saw Tel Mithrin, I knew I had to be here. Mafala cloak you.
Yes, Sarah. There's something you need.
I've been looking for you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Got this from a pretty excited-looking dark elf around Raven Rock. He said it was important I got it to you as soon as I could. Looks like that's it. Got to go. Find a new steward for us quickly. Master Neloth is making me do all her work. Yes, but don't tell Master Neloth. I'd have to give him your payment.
When you find my new steward, have him report to me, with a cup of Canis root tea. Red Mountain dominates when the city. We are still but a shadow. There is the big House Telvanni has. It's the home. We built great. It is the only. Although I managed to transplant it, the Ig. It has rolling green. You are too young to remember the Nerevarine. He defeated. Yes, I do. But they are for her to use to repair my withered tower. I'm too busy to deal with this right now. Go, take them to her. I suppose that depends. Are you willing to be an experimental subject? Oh, nothing too dangerous. It should provide an additional spectral tether from your own life spark to the Adric realm. You would experience it as a sort of increased vigor. You would fight longer, feel stronger, that sort of thing. At least I think it will. Probably, almost certainly. Of course, you never can tell. Now stand still. It's my first time casting this spell, and I don't need any additional distractions. You won't feel a thing, but if you do, try not to scream too loudly. My ears are sensitive. Off you go. If you discover any side effects, come back and tell me straight away. I don't know. I still have some research to do before I'll know anything for certain. You refer to the tomes of esoteric knowledge that old Hermaeus Mora has scattered throughout the world? What could you know of them? Found one? Yes. And you read it too, didn't you? Don't try to deny it. You've got the look. I can see it now. Dangerous knowledge is still knowledge and therefore useful. Usually turns out to be the most useful, in my experience. Mirak, the one all the town folk are always chanting about? Well, I knew something connected with Hermaeus Mora was spreading its influence across the island. I wasn't sure that it was in fact the same entity as this legendary namesake of the Central Temple, although the villagers seem quite convinced. Oh yes, they're not hard to locate once you know how to look for them. I have one here that I've been using to locate more. Yes, I haven't been idle while this fascinating madness engulfed Solstheim. But my book isn't what you're looking for. I'm quite sure it is unconnected with this Mirak. But I do know where to find a black book that can help you. Yes, I do. I haven't been able to get it, though. But maybe together we can unlock the secrets the Dwemer left behind. Forbidden knowledge was somewhat of a specialty of the dwarves, eh? You don't think they would just leave it alone, do you? It seems the ancient Dwemer discovered this book and took it to study. I found their reading room in the ruins of Nachardak. The book is there, but it's sealed in a protective case, which I wasn't able to open. But perhaps the two of us, together, will be able to get at the book. To Nachardak, then. Follow me. I hope this is important. Hermaeus Mora has always tried to seduce mortals into his service with the lore of forbidden knowledge. Where the black books actually came from, no one really knows. Some appear to have been written far in the past. Others might be from the future. Apparently, time is more malleable if you're the Daedric Prince of Fate and Destiny. If you have to ask that, you'd probably be best leaving his books to wiser heads than yours. Like all Daedric princes, he's not to be trifled with, but he is subtler than most of his ilk, appropriate for the Prince of Knowledge and Fate. Many scholars and lore masters have been ensnared by the lure of learning the secrets that only Hermaeus Mora possesses. But don't worry, I have no intention of joining them in their endless search through the infinite halls of Apocrypha. I might have a few staffs, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Let's be on our way then.
No offense, but you're not looking so good. Are you feeling it? Yes? I'd better get going.
Damn that man. Good. Now maybe Neloth will get off my back about it. I suppose you think you should get paid for helping an old woman. Here, take these. I'll sell you more if you come back later. Yes, that was a lifetime ago. I was just a young girl. My mother put me on a boat to Skyrim. I probably have some potions around here that might interest you. I've got the best selection of mushroom and fungi. Mafana. We're one of the same kind, you and... you.
Dwemer certain. Here we are, the Chardak. The book we're after. Wet, you say? I suppose, yes, I can see how that would have inverted the tether. Unfortunate. Could you simply avoid water? No, that won't do. Can't have you forego bathing. The ashlands can leave one a bit pungent, and it's obvious you've been through them. Here. I'll just remove it. Here's a bit of coin. Should help mitigate your inconvenience. The book is housed in the main dome. I sealed the door the last time I was here, as a precaution against thieves and other meddlers. The book is housed inside that dome. I'll need to unlock the door for us. Let's get on with it. Maybe now we can finally begin what we came here for. Hardly a chance. The Dwemer of the Chardak appear to have been fond of these control registers. Luckily, I found operated inside on my last visit. I sealed the door when I left to keep out ignorant meddlers. Let me unlock it. The book is just inside. So tantalizingly close. But trust me, no magic will open that. I'd have had the book already if it could. No, we'll have to do this the hard way. If we can restore the steam supply to this room, certainly I can do it. As you'll see, that's easier said than done. This way to the boilers. Follow me. The last time I was here, I only explored a small part of the ruins. I was here alone then, and I find an assistant is absolutely essential for this kind of dirty, dangerous